Yeah, so Sweno Mick here, the Out of Body Experience. So what we're doing, we're going to go right back to New Year's Eve 1995. So we were going from 1995 into 1996. Just put my gear on here. So what happened was, we're out riding up in the Condell Ranges. Now I think I've covered this in one of my other vlogs a fair way back, but I wanted to get a little bit more in depth with it. So what had happened was we're out riding, there was about 8 of us. Back then I had an XR250 Honda, an 88 model. And I'm pretty sure I've covered this before, but you know, surprising how quick you could get one of those things going. Just watching out here for bloody bringing snakes in this firewood heap. Just done a bit of bouncing on that, I can tell you. That's that, a bit of wood there. It's, didn't want to split, but anyhow, what had happened was we're all riding. I was riding with a couple of fellas pretty quick. The main fella, probably the fastest fella there, was a bloke called Johnny Gillies. Now he was in the time, probably 2-3 years before 1995. He was an Australian rated 4-stroke 250 enduro rider, Johnny was. He was quick, he raced a bit of supercross at an amateur level. I'd say he's a good B-grade motocrosser. And so he's on an XR250 because we raced them extensively. A lot of people raced XRs in Australia back then. And so anyhow, I've gone into this left-hander. Johnny, I thought I'm going to beat Gillies into this corner. Way too quick. Locked her up, high-sided. This is in the bush, thick bush, a lot thick, thick as here. Locked her up, high-sided her. And the last thing I remember was flying through the air like Superman. Now, I didn't remember another thing. So the boys tell us, Johnny Gillies was there when it happened. And the other fellas were right behind us, so they all seen it happen. And I shot over and into some blady grass, long blady grass about that long. And when they got there, they said I was convulsing, I suppose you'd say. Body was reacting and all arms and legs were moving. And had a full face helmet on, of course. When they turned me over, I had my goggles on and they were all full of blood. They couldn't see my eyes or anything. And they'd seen I'd sustained pretty severe head injuries. And the consensus was, it looks like Sweno's dead. So Mick Swenson, Sweno Mick. Sweno's dead. And you know, they're obviously pretty concerned about this because they see me body's quivering and whatever, and they just thought I was on my final throws. But what they told me, about 2 to 3 minutes later, I started coming to. Now I don't remember any of it. I do remember at some stage being, well, your bikes and people are standing, you know, whatever, 4 foot high to 6 foot high. And I do remember being probably the height of the ute there, but about 4 times higher over top of them. And they're all standing around. Now I can't say in this thought in my head or whatever happened that I don't know what happened. All I know is I was looking down at the boys standing around. I can't say I was looking around at the boys standing around me and my motorbike. All I know is I was looking down watching the boys stand around. Now, whether that's just a smack in the head, knocked out, whatever, I wouldn't have a clue. But I clearly remember looking down. Now, I don't know if you call that an out-of-body experience. I wouldn't know what you call it. I've been knocked out since that, racing bikes again at Kilcoy motocross track. Got jumped on, knocked out, hit the ground, and when I hit the ground I just remember feeling going, ugh, and knocked out. Only for not long, and I'd spewed in my mouth. But that particular, the first incident, to this day I don't know what happened. The reason why I brought this up, I was just talking to a bloke in town that's had some pretty big knocks on his head too, and he was said about spirits, and I said, well, and I said, this one I'll tell you. I said, I don't know. To this day, I don't know what happened. And they told me when I went to hospital, because I'd ripped this right open through here, and there was 30 stitches in my chin, stitches in my nose, stitches up above my top of my eyes. I've still got scars there. When I have a shave, you can clearly see, but that was a second mouth hanging down. So they tell me. All I know is my younger brother Trev walked into the hospital, and he just instantly went white, and then just turned around and went out. And I knew then, because I didn't want to look in the mirror, and I thought, oh, he's just gone completely white. I don't think he's feeling real good. So I probably didn't look too good. And he said to me years later, oh, it wasn't a good look, Mick. And I said, well, that's no good, Johnny. I call him Johnny 9. So that's no good, Johnny 9. And yeah, so to this day, I don't know. I don't know what it was. I just called it an out-of-body experience. Whether that's just what you get when you get a good head trauma. They told me with the damage I'd done to my neck and chin, like all that used to click for years in here, the hinge, I just go like that, and I end up having to do jaw exercises. But the chiropractor, and they took all x-rays in my neck and all that, and I'd chipped bone in my neck, and they just said, you're actually very lucky. You're probably very lucky that you didn't break your neck. So, you know, it was a pretty big crash. I mean, it was probably only 60 kilometres an hour. But when you're flying through the air and you hit the ground face first, or chinzano first, or the helmet like that, and it just tore, it actually had a big hunk of flesh about, we'll just say 10 mil across, ripped out, and I had whiskers like I have today, and back then I had fairly red whiskers, and there was a hunk of red whisker stuck in my helmet, and I've still got the photos to prove it, this piece of flesh in my helmet. But look, that's a bit gory, but that's what happened, and that's the truth of it. I don't know to this day what was going on, but just thought I'd share that one with you. And any of you on the comments, and tick like if you could, and just let us know in the comments if anything like that's ever happened to you, but I don't know. And I really didn't go into it much more with the doctors or anything. I was only concerned about the $1,500 at the time after I come to, and I was giving them all false information. Like I told them I lived at 37 Macadamia Drive. I hadn't lived there for years. I told them I went head first into a tree. I didn't go head first into a tree. They said, what speed? I said 100 kilometres an hour. I was just talking shit. I didn't know what was going on. So, and I complete wrong address, wrong information all over the countryside, and I thought I was giving them the right information, but you know, clearly it might have just been the big smack on the chin and in the head, because all this was all bruised, all my eyes were bruised, all this was all swollen. Yeah, my head was a mess. And like I say, 5 months for my brain to start functioning better again, it took to sort of come back to semi-normal. And you know, I might be a bit abnormal, but you know, to what I consider similar to what I am today, so semi-normal. And yeah, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to start attacking another. I'm going to see if I can whack a load, get a load of firewood on it, something to do on the old Falcon. I had one of my mates from school telling me you can't load up a Ford, and he's got a Dodge or Ram 1500, and nice machine. I've never seen it, but I've seen it in pictures. Because a bloke I don't have much to do with now, I just communicate on Facebook. The great thing of Facebook, that you communicate with people that you don't normally talk to for years. And you know, we all go our own separate ways, but there's 9 minutes, just clicked over, and I just thought you'd be interested. And look, if you've had the similar sort of thing, but I do recall the day my mum passed away, within her giving 2 quick deep gasps of breath, and she was shutting down because the doctor said all the vital signs were going down, and her breathing got shallow. Within, I reckon, 15 seconds of her passing away, everything in her face and everything was relaxed, and to me she was nearly unrecognisable. So that thing called a soul, I do believe that the soul disappeared on her that afternoon, and that was Dad died in 1998, and Mum died 10 years later in 2008. So next month's coming up Mum's birthday, and she would have been 21st of May, she would be 34, she'd be 91 this year. So I'm going to leave that. I'll Sweno Mick here, just hopefully enjoyed this one. Got a bit of rain coming across there, so I might not get a big heap of split and done, but I'm going to try a bit. And you all have a lovely afternoon. I've downloaded a couple little things this morning, and I just thought I'd share this one with you. So any other ideas? And I really don't need to see me splitting any more firewood. I've got my Jackie Howe on under here. I'm going to split with this on. Then if it gets too hot, I'll take this off and go down to my Jackie Howe, but I've still got to watch my white skin. So I'm going to leave it at that. You all have a lovely day. Sweno Mick out.